am the oracle Apollo. Come share your light with me. These messages I follow, restoring balance unto thee. Do not be afraid, you're part of saving grace. Do not hesitate, let's reignite your faith. Divine encounters are alive. Divine encounters, our lives designed. I am the oracle Apollo.
Thank you for joining me, the Oracle of Apollo. Your Aquarian water-bearing host is Dominique Rivera, and you are watching Divine Encounters. If you're watching me, if you're watching me with this water picture, is because this is not a passive experience, but one where your energy is actually going to be shifting. So make sure that you have some water while watching this feed. That way, during your shift, it will help you release. So to your health, wealth, and prosperity. Super excited to be here tonight. If this is your first time watching Divine Encounters, welcome, welcome. Make sure you're liking and subscribing and turning on, of course, the little bell. I don't know where my little bell is at, but the little bell. And that way you get notified when I'm on. I'm live streaming every Wednesday night and Sunday night at 7 p.m. And we have some hello, Uriel, and hello, Jasper. So hello to you both. Hello, Lori. Thank you for being on here and super on point with your spirit and outfit. I am in love with this outfit and this sleeve. Wow. I feel like super summer goddess in this. I'm feeling it. And then we got Dano in the house. Hey, thanks for checking in. So super excited to be here. We have a supernatural story time, of course. Make sure that you're sharing this and you share this with a friend, because you might be sharing some information or a message or an understanding that someone else might need that you're not privy to. So if we want to receive blessings in our lives, we have to ensure we become a blessing, and we do that just by taking positive action. And sharing something that's a positive feed or positive content is positive action. All right. And thank you so very much. We got Sherry McQueen in the house. Thank you, Dano, for that. And hello, another Sherry. Hello. Thank you. We have double Sherrys. Sherry with an I, Sherry with a Y. We got Alice McGivern in the house. And Daniel says hello to Lori. All right, guys. So I'm going to bring on my guest today. We have Reverend Rhetta in the house, bringing her on. She's going to be sharing all her beautiful and wonderful positive content with you guys and expressing her story about how she discovered the divine through nature. And I'm going to put out a call to action right now. So if you are watching this and you know someone who has had a divine encounter, please send them my way. I don't have a guest for next week or next year for that matter. So send them my way. I want to get them on the show and share their story. So are you guys ready to maybe make something you thought impossible possible? Hello and welcome.
Hello.
So happy to have you here, Reverend Rhetta. Let the audience at home know a little bit about you. And audience at home, give Rhetta your divine encounters welcome with your heart emojis, your candle emojis for your love and your lights.
Peace and blessings. I am Rhetta Morgan, and I do many things. I am a sound healer. I use my voice to, similar to the way you use Reiki, to send healing vibrations out for healing purposes. I do that in many ways. One way I do that as an interfaith minister. I have had a spiritual center, Ecclesia Spirit interfaith center for over 10 years. And we're meeting, like many settings now, on Zoom. I facilitate a lot of anti racism work and um, healing work with groups, a lot of grief work. This is a time where a lot has happened, and we're managing how we handle the very difficult feelings of things that are going on right now. So I support people around grief. Yeah, so those are some of the things that I'm doing, and very happy to be on this show with
A
you.
maverick. Yes, a maverick and a dynamo, a spiritual warrior. I absolutely bella, bella. And I wanted to tell you when I was cutting your outro for this episode, I just couldn't stop saying, wow, she's so beautiful. So I just need to
Oh,
let you know, I think you're absolutely like 1,000,000,000% stunning, a thousand
oh,
million percent shining star.
thank you.
I was just like in it. So thank you so much for being here.
Oh, you're
And
so welcome.
thank you. And I like to start each episode with something that we call the good news. And of course, Spirit always chooses this card and this message, and it winds up resonating with the guests and being kind of like on the topic of the show. So let's see what we have in store today. So to that, I say, what's good? The good news. The good news card, my braces though. The good news card is the double mission card, and I've never seen this card in this deck before, and I think it's absolutely radiant and stunning. This card, the keywords are light worker, starseed, serve the world by being you. The message is light worker starseeds are mission and purpose oriented. Many have the feeling that time's running out and that there's something they came here to do, create, or contribute. They're here to grow as souls individually, individual mission, and also to contribute to the planet in some action oriented way, collective mission. Their collective mission is often answered through a career calling or by devoting their life to something bigger until they remember their collective mission. It can feel as if something is missing or that they've forgotten something important. It's common for lightworker starseeds to feel that they are different, and they may carry soul memories of being visible or sharing their voice. As such, they may protect themselves by dimming their light in order to fit in, or by spending time in some sort of closet, such
Mm,
as the spiritual closet. Pride Month, hey, and also spiritual closet is a closet. So if you've gotten this card today, which you have, you're being called to remember your collective mission and to step into it even more fully. You're being reminded that your role as a light worker is to light up the world with your presence. This doesn't have to be a big, great, or big thing or a decision that you just need to make. You also don't need to have a great big plan. If you resonate with being a light worker, all you need to do is work out what lights you up, your passions and joys, and keep doing that. When you trust and follow the simple path of things that light you up and then lose yourself in doing, you'll light up the world without even trying. Wow. How do you feel about that message for you, Rhetta, or as the collective message? Any thoughts
mm.
on this?
Well, wow, wow, and wow. It's an amazing message, spot on. As you said, it very well could be. Absolutely, I relate to all of it. And sort of starting at the end, it talked about, being in a closet. And there's a book I want to write called Coming Out from hiding my own light because of things that happened when I was younger, right? And I feel very much that I have come out of hiding in a way, and I'm newly shining my light in ways that are not always comfortable, but
Mm,
feel like now is the time. I am one of the light workers, one of many that are on the planet now, and so it's time to, just realize that accept things that I used to sort of struggle with, right? And to see them in a new light, see them in a bigger light, that I can be fully human and also fully express the divine that moves through me, or be open to being used or being a vessel for that which moves through me. And the more I fully accept myself, I feel like the more available I am, or the more freely my light can shine. So, absolutely, I feel so much resonance with this reading. Yeah.
So that you just segued into my first question for you. And I want to
Mhm.
state the blessing card. I didn't mention it. The blessing
Mm.
card is freedom. And
Mhm.
that's from Angel Faith. So make sure you guys are claiming your freedom from Angel
Yes.
Faith in the comment section below, because that blessing is for the collective. So my
Mhm.
first question to you is, how do we find our authentic self? Like when people say, be you.
Mhm. What a great question. I think there is a really simple and straightforward answer. You take a deep breath, and wherever you are in that moment, just fully fill out that space, right? So even if you're in the process where you're still learning about yourself, unlearning things that you grew up with, maybe you took on some other frequencies, and some of that work can take time to undo. But in the meantime, like, if we're being as real, as true, as expressive, just the most we can be in the moment, then that is the answer to the question. So I think it's twofold, right? It's taking a deep breath and just showing up as fully as you can in the moment, and continuing to do whatever healing work, growing work, self reflection, work in community, like all of the things we do to try to get to be more fully ourselves. So both things can happen at once, right? Whoever
Beautiful.
you are, and however fully you can be that in the moment, the world is waiting for you and wanting you,
I
right?
love it. I love it. It's like you're reading my next question too. It is. And you guys know at home, I'm going to change that word guys. I don't like it. You all at home, because you're not just guys. I don't know why we say that, why that's a common phrase. You all at home, this question's for you too. This is your homework for the day, right? So you need to do the hard thinking and answer that in the comment section below. How can you be more you? All right. So we have one more question here while the collective is answering the first, and the
Sure.
second question is for the collective as well. How can you serve the world by being you?
Mm. Well,
And
I
this is
think.
for you, your you, not
Mm,
not in the general sense. You, Retta, I want to
like
know
being
how
me.
you. Yes.
Well, how can I serve the world by being me? And I answer for me, but I believe this for all of us. I think that we all are. I am a divine being in a human body, right? So as I tune into the truest version of myself that I can access and share and express, just the purity of that vibration rings and ripples out into the plane, the area around me, around the globe, out into the cosmos. It is a signature. It is a stream of energy that the presencing is essentially human. It is a healing. It's human, yes, but it's healing by its very nature. So
Mm,
I am, when I am honest, when I am earnest, when I'm expressive, when I'm reaching out, when I sing, when I talk about how glorious I believe life is, even though many of us struggle with a lot of things, the nature of life is miraculous and mystical and incredible. It's extraordinary to have been be on the planet now, right? So if I am exuding all of those kinds of things, I am sending out healing energy. I'm sending out higher vibration. So the practice of just being myself, yeah, is just. I believe it's the best service I can give and be. Yeah,
absolutely. And I ring my bell of truth to that.
yeah.
Seriously. Let it
Mm,
reverberate and continue forward. And I hope that this inspires you guys as well.
mm,
You guys, you all, stop it.
It's all good. All good.
So we're going to go into a divine experience, and that's for you all at home as well. And if this is your first time watching, we're going to do an energy clearing because you are more than just this corporeal physical body. You're made up of layers, and those layers are your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. So we're going to go ahead and just give you a whole clearing. But first, we have to notice where we are because awareness is where all healing begins. So where are you at? Excuse my little puppo. I hear him like not deciding where he wants to be at right now. He's like inside or outside. Tap into your heart and where are you energetically in this moment? 1, this is the least amount of energy I could hold. I'm having the worst time of my life. 10, I'm in my crystalline body. Everything is perfect. I am purified. I am glorified. I am fantastic. So just take a moment and then put it in the comment section below where you are from 1 to 10. Okie dokie. So, Rhetta, where are you at from 1 to 10 since you are our gal of the hour?
Mm. Well, I'm going to say a 7 or 8. And that if we're going toward the higher end of the vibration stream, yeah. And as I start talking, I think that will raise to about 17.
Yeah. I know it will. I already feel it coming. Lori, she is at a 4 today. I don't know why your number 4 came out so tiny. It's like if it was a different font or something. I've never seen that. Cindy LeBlanc, thank you for being back. You're at a 4 with a normal 4. Oh my goodness. Lori is also, oh wait, now she has a normal 4. I don't know how you did that, but kudos. Jasper's at an 8 and I'm at 7. Sherry with an I is at a 9. All right. You guys are a little bit fluctuating all over the board today. So let's go ahead and tap into that energy. And we're going to invite the team right now. So prepare for your 1 minute of energy clearing. Place your hands, palms facing up on your laps, feet on the ground if you can, and erect your spine and get ready to receive. Okay, eyes are closed now. Take a beautiful breath in and let it out. And I just want you to visualize your soul mission being completed. How does that feel inside your body, inside your heart, knowing that you have everything inside of you that is required of you to complete the mission that you are personally on in this lifetime? And just breathe that in that knowing. You don't have to know how it looks. Just know that you're on your way there. Recognize that there's support around you that has never left your side. And just feel that energy coursing around you, blessing you with grace, endurance, strength, possibility, opportunity, reflection, healing. And just bring that all into yourself. And on your exhale, releasing doubt, worry, fear, judgment, criticisms, limitations. And now on your next inhale, and just feel that newly recycled energy flowing completely through you. On your exhale, releasing, but this time with gratitude. So much gratitude in your heart, knowing that we've just made more space for our mission to be successful. Bring your left and your right palm to touch in front of your heart. And to prayer position, namaste to all of you at home. And then gently open your eyes. Please do not stand because you could be lightheaded. And we don't want anyone to bump into anything or get hurt. Okie dokie. And then put it in the comment section below now, where are you at from 1 to 10? And if you felt something, write down what you felt. If you saw something, write down what you saw. All right. So, Miss Rhetta, what are you feeling now? You look good, by the way.
Yeah, I feel lighter. I feel a lightness, especially right around my heart. Feels like almost like there's this like angelic energy there. So thank you for that. Yeah,
there definitely was. I definitely felt the team just come in and just pull everything out of everybody just coming in. Lori, she is up to a 7. That's great. You went from a 4 to a 7. That's a huge step in a minute.
Yeah.
Uriel, you're both at a 10. Yeah, 10 party.
Yes.
That's a big shift. Cindy went up 1 point and she is at an 8. Thank you for sharing. And thank you guys for sharing. And of course, you guys are all here because you are all here because Retta has a supernatural story time, and I'm going to let her take the stage and share with you all how she encountered the divine through nature, which I think is fantastic because I also commune in nature very often and I understand where you were coming from. So I'm excited to hear all about this. All right, you guys, make sure you got a pen and paper, take some notes and listen. Share, share, share.
Thank you. Thank you so much. What an honor to be here with you, Oracle. This is an incredible experience already. So I'm really excited to share with you. What I do when I am able, when I speak, when I present, I start with an invocation. And so I'd like to do that for you now. Just a little bit of spontaneous singing. I call it a wordless prayer. And so I invite you to just kind of take in the vibration, sort of a kind of introduction, a little bit more introduction of my energy that I offer for you. Right? So I'm going to be sharing about my experience in nature as supernatural, right? Nature as natural and superb, super mystical, healing, and extraordinary. Um, I will say that throughout my life, when I've had a difficult time, when there's been some kind of crises, if I have been depressed, if I had challenges and I felt overwhelmed, or didn't quite know how I was going to get through something, I when I was in a city, I would go to a park. And now I live in Pennsylvania, about an hour out of Philadelphia, and I live on this beautiful land where I step outside my door. And unlike when I'm in the city, there's a concrete. I love the city, but I have learned to just adore being where I am now, where there is trees, there's a different quality of air. There's just great stretches of land where I can go out in the morning and just put my feet, when it's warm enough, to put my feet on the ground. When I was still in Philly, I've only been here about 2 years. I actually heard, I intuited that I would be moving from the city to land that would participate in my healing, that I would move to land which I would feel, I would come to know, I would actually develop a relationship to, a healing relationship to. And that has happened. There are ways in which every morning when I get up, especially the first year, every day, I had a supernatural encounter. I would wake up and I literally would catch my breath because outside my bedroom window, I have this amazing vista of sunrise. And every day it felt like the sun was speaking to me, was speaking to all of us, but particularly it felt very personal to me. And it was just incredible. And so I got to, I think, build a muscle of supernatural encounter. Like every morning, my heart would just burst open with gratitude for the new day. And this is while, as I said, difficult things are happening. It's not some perfect life somewhere, right? But I got to start the day in this energy of deep heart, of deep connection to the cycle of from day to night, um, through the seasons. That first year was amazing being here, throughout the fall and the winter, and then in the spring. Oh my God, when things, as we are now, things start to blossom and bloom. And it's just been an incredible experience. In so many ways, it balances out the things that I struggle with. It helps me to not get too lost in the things that are hard. I feel like it's a thing I've learned over the years as well. I can remember being 20 and 30, and when hard things happen, they would envelop me. Like I would, if I was struggling with self esteem, or, whether I thought I could do a thing, or whether I thought, I was wanted or needed in a particular group or relationship, it would envelop me, and I would think I was that. If I were felt unworthy, I felt like all of me was that. The thing about growing this muscle of going into nature and allowing me to attune to it, I got to tell a larger story, right? I got to come out of the ways in which I felt wounded, either by my upbringing or oppression, or the way things were happening for me. I could get really like bogged down in that, but I could go into nature and in some ways almost like take that burden off and leave it there. I had this sense that the earth could handle what I couldn't, that the earth would transmute those things that felt hard. I could take them I'm saying this in a few minutes, but it took years of practice of doing that to actually to know. So today at 63, I know I am divine and human. I know that all of who I am is acceptable. I know in an embodied way, not just my mind thinking I'm okay, I'm all right. I know that in the bone, and also I also know that there are hard things that I continue to be challenged by, but I get to handle or be with or wrestle with those challenges inside of this greater knowing, right? And so it's extraordinary, and it's a thing that I talk a lot about, in my own ministry, or if I'm sharing or doing healing work. I try to remind people that, I know in my 20s and 30s and somewhat in the 40s, I couldn't tell that I would get to where I am now. I couldn't tell that I would heal enough to really be able to appreciate the miraculous nature of what it means to be embodied at this time on the planet. This is such an extraordinary time to have chosen to be born. The world is literally, the vibration of the planet and all of us is literally shifting before our eyes. We are moving, already started, and in this process of moving, directionally, dimensionally into a whole new vibrational, like address, right? We are moving, and many very, very hard things are happening in the process. But we have to keep our eye on the prize. Like there's something happening that's extraordinary. And I know if I get too taken in by the things that are hard in my personal life, I kind of miss out this bigger picture that's unfolding. So the practice of being in love with the planet, the earth, the dirt, the growing of the trees, the gorgeous different blooms, the deer that and the foxes, and rabbits that run through this area. The practice of developing that kind of relationship helps me to keep in perspective the things that are hard. And oh my goodness, is that a muscle I have needed to exercise during the pandemic? Wow, what a very, very difficult time all of us have been through. And I just want to keep reminding us that there is big heart work going on here. That pandemic actually was a container for huge inner work to happen for all of us,
I
right?
agree.
I think it grew our hearts, like it kept breaking our hearts, breaking our hearts. But in the process, I think it grew our hearts. I believe we have more capacity now than we had when we started. And it primes us, it sets us up for what's to come. So,
And
yeah.
Reverend Rhetta, and
Hmm.
I'm gonna set us up for what's to come because we need to go
Hmm.
to the commercial break, and we're gonna be right back.
All right.
No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. Can somebody save me, I'm losing every battle.
Thank you for being here. I'm your hostess, Dominique Rivera, the Oracle of Apollo, and you're watching Divine Encounters. Shout out to our sponsor, Intention Pen. Intention Pen has its very own line of tools for you to use during your manifestation or goal setting. This is the Phoenix Pen. It is designed with a gun metal casing as well as 24 karat gold plated, and this is Padock wood. If you get the Intention Pen from intentionpen.com, you can use the code Apollo 7, and you will get free engraving. If you message me for the same pen, it will include a healing with me. All right, so let's get back to our guest of the evening who's expressing to us how, why, and in which ways nature speaks to her and how it has changed her life.
And I just want to say I'll be getting that pen. It's one of my favorite things in the world.
Ooh,
It's
I'm here
really
for
good
it.
pens.
It
So I'll
is
be
a really
excited.
good pen.
I'll be excited about that. So yeah, I want to share just a couple times in particular that I had an encounter with the divine, um, and one in nature and one in a natural event. And then I want to talk just a little bit as we close about the meeting of the divine, cosmic consciousness meeting a thing that I work on a lot in this lifetime, and that's oppression, right? What happens when we bring those two things together, right? So I want to share that about 5 years ago, my mom passed away, and she was in D.C. and that area. My sisters and brother were there with her, and I was here. I was kind of working this crazy, crazy work. And I went before she passed away and after, but I wasn't there when she passed away. So my sister called me. It's about 3:30 in the morning, and she called to say that my mom had passed away. And I hung up the phone, and I remember immediately feeling really bad because I hadn't spent a lot of time with my mother. And I heard her say, I mean, almost almost a physical voice, but not quite. I heard her say, "Nothing matters but love." Like, don't take the time to feel bad or to hold on to any of the hard things. The only thing that matters is love. I heard it, and I feel like it was absolutely a divine encounter. The divine made it possible for me to feel her presence. And the thing that I learned from that was my love for my mom never actually changed. So I didn't have like a grieving in terms of feeling a loss. I felt a loss of her physical presence, but I never, even to this day, her love is still alive. It's like we still have that connection. To me, there's something absolutely divine about that revelation, about being able to live that, being able to be at a place in my healing where I could receive that and be present to it, being absolutely calm and receptive when my mom sort of was present in the room where I was. It was an extraordinary, extraordinary experience. Another time that was a big turning point in my life is when I had left my ex-husband. It was a very, very hard breakup. And I spent a lot of time walking in nature to help me heal. I had actually shut down emotionally. This has been now about 25 years ago. But what I'm aware of is nature was working on me even when I couldn't sense it. I couldn't tell until after I got out of that period. But I would be in the woods. I felt shut down. I wasn't really taking things in. But once I came out of that frozen space, that was one of the revelations that came to me, is that nature never left me, even if I couldn't feel it being present. Yeah. And so I know that we're coming close to ending time. I just want to end by saying a lot of the work that I do in the world is aimed towards social justice, is aimed toward change, to make the world a better place for people that look like me and others that have an unequal and unfair experience, right? So I have this extraordinary spiritual giftedness and experience, and when I walk in the world, it's not evident. It's not um, it, not everyone can see that and experience it with me. And so a lot of the work that I do is from a spiritual perspective, doing social justice work with this in mind. And so I believe that there is there is a spiritual encounter, there's a divine encounter, the potential for, and as far as I'm concerned, it's like I, I see it as already done. That meeting of the place in the other's heart that is not yet open to receive the sense that we are all equal, that we are all made of the divine. We're made of stardust, all of us, not some of us, right? And so I want to walk in the world with that intention and always be receptive to a divine encounter that hasn't happened yet, that's just waiting. So that, and the way that works out is if I'm showing up in a place and the other person may already have ideas about who I am or may already have me in a box, but I don't have to agree with that. If I come with this sense that there is a cosmic truth that is moving through me. Now I'm human, right? So my work is that sometimes I'm not always able to hold that, depending on what the other person is bringing. I could get triggered just like the next guy, but the spiritual work for me is to keep remembering, to keep returning to my knowing my knowing that I am holy. And that person who is mad or judgmental is just as holy. So if I keep that channel open and keep referring to and addressing, speaking truth to power, to stand up in support of, in solidarity of, with this cosmic understanding, which I think is very different than to stand up and to fight and to be angry and to, you know, I think it's very human and I'm not judging it, but I'm saying I think that there are other possibilities and I hope to stand for that in my own work. So, yeah.
Wow. This was a very powerful testament. Thank you for being here.
You're so
Ooh, I
welcome.
got chills all over my body. This was such a good episode. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everybody. And we're not done yet. We still have 15 more minutes on that clock. My winner for the night has not gotten here. And you guys know I have a winner every single week, every Wednesday night. You have the opportunity to win a personal channeled angel message as long as you share the feed one time. That's it. You say that you shared in the comments, and you will be pinged onto my little radar when I start going through all of the sharers and names for it next week. With that being said, we're going to jump in to the midweek collective energy check-in, which is for all of you. And let's see what's in the forecast.
There is a button. It's a very sexy button. It says subscribe on it. I wish I could click on it, but YouTube won't let me.
Okay, now we're jumping into, yes, my microphone is on. Okay, jumping into the forecast. So let's see what we have here. We have the number 16, tower, alarm, storms, electrical impulses, and lightning. Now, when we see the tower card, some of us may get a little bit bogged down because it's kind of like, oh no, like that scares me a little bit. But really, this tower is saying there's something that no longer serves you that is now crumbling away. And like how Rhetta said earlier, she left the relationship. She left her old home. She moved to a different direction. So there's something here that's trying to make space for something new. However, us in our state of ego, in our state of compromise, in our state of attachment, we kind of get like held back a little bit. And then we start to believe, oh no, if I let this go, I'll never have love again. If I let this toxic relationship go because I'm unworthy of love, and all these criticisms and judgments comes up. This is saying, let them fall away. Let them fall away, because a new brick and mortar, a stronger brick and mortar that's going to build you a brand new foundation of the house that is your seat of your soul is being created. And when this creation is completed, you'll be then able to then mirror that back into the world, and it will be reflected back to you. So let's see what the next card is. Your work is paying off. So if there were some fears with that tower energy, this is saying new moon in Capricorn, your hard work is paying off. Positive action is needed at this time. Allow yourself to not let your negative emotions, or, we're very ordinary as humans, but don't let that ordinary mundane life drag you back or drag you down, because this is saying right there on the horizon, your hard work is going to have harvest. And I want you guys to know and notice that when we look at this card, because it is a new moon card, the light is only being illuminated ever so slightly. So it's kind of like saying where we are at in the cycle. It's like we still have quite a bit of way to go to come into that waxing gibbous moon. But as of right now, we're just on our way there. We're headed in the right direction, but we still have to continue to put out positive action so that we can complete the harvest. Angels want you all to know. Actually, I might not even be able to see that because the letters are so tiny. Too much going on at once. The need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. Okay, so this harvest is coming into play. It's saying remove the distractions. Allow yourself, and distractions come in all forms, right? They come in the way we prioritize things, in the manner in which we prioritize people or situations. And sometimes we put ourselves as the least priority, but sometimes we have to make ourselves the highest priority. So let go of all distractions and hyper focus on what you're trying to achieve right now. Are you trying to achieve health? Are you trying to achieve mental clarity? Are you trying to achieve financial prosperity? Whatever it is that you're trying to achieve right now, put all your focus and direction on it. Okay? I just shared a post earlier about me like 2 years ago, and today's post, and the post was something like, I eat, what was it? I eat challenges for breakfast. All right. And I posted, well, throw a challenge at me and I will put all my energy and all my focus into it until it's obliterated. So when we get bogged down, that's because we put everything, we're trying to prioritize everything at the same time, but really everything does have a priority order. So decide what's the highest priority, put your laser like focus into that priority, and then obliterate it. And then you'll see the next thing will be easier, and the next thing will be easier because you're not letting your energy just leak everywhere. You're focusing it all like a fire hydrant into one spot. Okay, so now let's see what we have for the animal. Our animal is lynx. Look beyond immediate appearances. And I like this because it's just like saying, hey, that thing that you think is a mountain is really just a molehill. That thing that you really think is a molehill is really just a speed bump. Okay. So look beyond that immediate obstacle, that immediate wall, that immediate challenge, and see the bigger picture. Recognize that, okay, I can actually get there. I may not know the how, but I know that I'm willing. I know that I'm capable, and I know that when I set my mind to something, I can. That's the bigger picture. The bigger picture is I know I can if I choose to. And in this moment, I choose to. And no matter what obstacle is in place, I choose to move through that. And you might move through it with fear. You might move through it crying and complaining. But the fact is that you move through it, and you take courage and daring and positive action, and you move through it. Okay, so let's see what the next card is. Oh, yes, this is something that I changed up last week. So I winded up getting these mediumship cards. So this one won't be relating to the specific message of the day, but this will be relating to a message from heaven, from the crossed over loved ones that are in heaven. And the message is, you are never alone. And just like Rhetta said earlier, when she was given the miracle of listening or hearing her mom, even though she has transitioned from out of her physical body into the next life, she heard her physical mom's voice giving her support and love. And this was that reminder of you're never alone. So I feel like this is appropriate coming up today since we spoke on it. So if you feel like you've lost someone, you need to know, as a medium, as a shaman, as a high priestess, I 100% believe this to be accurate and factual because I've seen it time and time and time again, that you are not alone, that your loved ones and your ancestors, the ones that you've never even spoken their name or read their name in a history book, are there in that line supporting you, awaiting your beck and call to assist you and elevate you and bring you clarity and love and understanding. And then you also have, there is no time where I am. Time is only on earth. So sometimes we get into this cycle in our minds, or not a cycle. Sometimes we get into this thought in our minds that it's, well, I miss my grandmom. I miss mom. I miss dad. They have crossed over. Do they miss me back? And saying that if they miss me back is like saying that they're lacking something in heaven, and they're not lacking anything. The fact of the matter is, to them, our whole life is a blink of an eye to those who oversee us in heaven. So it's not that they miss you, and it's not that they don't miss you, but the fact is that they love you, and that love has never left. Okay. The love has only grown and transitioned. It has only expanded because now they have a new sense of awareness since they've grown by transitioning out of the physical and going into their next destination. And sometimes I like to call it a promotion when they get promoted, because now they get to see the bigger picture and get to look behind the scenes and know really what's the inner workings of this and that. So I hope this serves you. May this serve you. If you have any comments on this, please let me know in the comment section below how this served you today. And let's bring Rhetta back on. Hey. How are you feeling about this message for the collective, my heart?
Oh, what a beautiful message. And the depth of the message, to start with the tower, because, shaking some stuff up can be an incredible start of initiation, start of movement to something new, movement out of the known into the new and healing unknown, right? And so all of those cards, especially like the whole range of it, it felt like probably everybody's listening got a message, right? It just was beautiful, the scope of it. And I appreciate so much your words, your wisdom as you were reading, really just elucidated, just brought more wisdom into into the reading. So yeah, I'm feeling it very much. I'm feeling in alignment with what you shared, and it makes me very hopeful, actually. Right, that
Mm.
kind of reading makes me very hopeful because there's so much encouragement about like a number of different human experiences people can be bringing to a call like this. I felt like ancestors really heard and taking care of people. So yeah, thank you for that.
Thank you
Yeah.
for listening and for sharing your wisdoms as well. Now we have the blessing for the collective, which is really exciting because we said this word earlier, and let it reveal itself with a light if it chooses to. Oh, are you gonna? Are you gonna? Okay, we'll use the second camera. That's okay. Let's add you to stream. We're getting the blessing of miracles from Angel Ariel, and miracles are things that exceed our expectations. I like to call this like no matter how hard you daydream, no matter how imaginative you are, guess what? You're limited. And the supernatural will go boom,
Mhm.
surprise. You didn't think it was coming this way. And you're like, no, I didn't. And then Angel Michael is blessing the collective with safety. And there's something I do want to say about this word safety because we kind of get like a little bit afraid when we're here, we're being blessed with safety. But shame comes from not feeling safe.
Yes.
So being able to speak and express ourselves without judgments or criticisms or some kind of backlash is a blessing of safety.
Yes. Yes.
Right? So
Absolutely.
go ahead. Do you find other ways that we can be safe that are like not like typical?
Mm. Well, almost everything I do, I start with taking a deep breath, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just in that, you can kind of feel, you can sort of reorient yourself to a safe place just with a deep breath. It's like your body. I think your body kind of knows home, even when we've had a really hard time and maybe dealing with stress or anxiety or have old things that we haven't healed. And a lot of times anxiety can kind of live in the body, but you can take several deep breaths and maybe not in every case, but almost in so many instances, you can find a resting place in the body that will feel like home. So I think that's one way. I think it is important sometimes to create a sanctuary for ourselves in the spaces where we are, to so that we can really feel the safety in a way that really speaks to us. Like sort of
Yeah.
arrange things, use colors. If we love incense, like to create a space that feels like sanctuary so that it reminds us of safety. And as we learn that, as we create it for ourselves, it can have the kind of effect that you practice it and then you get to take it with you. Like you can actually retrain yourself to sort of like a homing pigeon to find safety as a grounding place, as a center place, you know?
Yeah, because a lot of us struggle with just jumping into whatever the moment is, anxiety, fear,
Hmm.
and where we train ourselves to react. So we
Hmm.
become non-confrontational or we don't express what we really mean or what we really want. Especially as women, we shut down because we're trained to be polite and to be
Hmm.
kind and to be nice. I want to kill the
Yeah.
word nice. We've been trained to be nice.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And sometimes it's hard work to unlearn those kinds of things, but we can. There are women, powerful women all around this country, around the world, who are undoing, dismantling, moving out of uh, sort of being imprisoned in the way a culture might have us think we should be. Like so we can start from this moment and dream a new reality that is powerful and expressive, and we can get support with that as well. If we want to draw people around us that are going to cheer when we express ourselves, not folks that are going to want us to shut down or be quiet, right? We're going to find folks that we can stand together with, and those joined voices have so much power. I think we're learning that and practicing that more and more. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that has been my journey as well, of learning to open myself up and to uh, be able to have discernment for those people in my life who were not as open as I was. And God loved these people,
That's
but
right.
doesn't mean that they have to be in your immediate environment, especially if they're kind of like draining you or sucking the air out of the room or being the wet blanket or whatever words you guys want to use to express this. But ultimately, if I don't have fear of expressing myself to an extent, because we all have like glass ceiling, right? But if I don't have the fear to express myself, when I do express myself, I don't want the people around me to clam up and go, "Oh my gosh, why is she saying that?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because then it's like you're allowing people to try to stifle your light. You're
yeah.
letting them stay there, knowing very well that they're here to make you everything other than what you're expressing.
Yeah, yeah, it's hard. It's hard because sometimes we're in with families or relationships that are hard to leave, and it can be very difficult. But once we become aware, we have a sense that something in us, something is calling us beyond whatever the immediate circumstances are. You know, we have a dormant brilliance,
Yes, we
right?
do.
Once we start dreaming into something new, we will find that a way will open, right? Something you never thought of, a book will drop into your hands you didn't have, or someone will stop you. And I have literally had people stop me on the street and sort of give me messages. That's a kind of divine encounter, right?
Yes.
When I thought I was too imprisoned, but some part of me knew. So we just really have to just like nursing a new baby, you have to cultivate that dream of freedom of expression from wherever we are,
Yes.
and I think we can actually expect miracles. Like when we
Yes.
set a clear intention, no matter what the circumstances are around us, we can really expect that our minds, our hearts, the divine will conspire and co-create a way for us that we might not know right now from where we're sitting, right? But a way will open. I believe
Thank
that.
Thank you so much. So real quick, everybody, because we only have 2 minutes left in the program, I'm going to pop in the Apollo games. You guys are going to go directly in the comment section. Let me know what the answer is. Let's go. Lightning round. What shape am I about to reveal?
What shape am I about to reveal? B. Flower, sun, or moon? Put your comments in the comment section below now.
Sorry. Okay, guys, you got to put your comment in the comment section below now. Okay, Rhetta, what is the answer?
B.
B. Okay, we got it home. We're going lightning round. We got sun from Philly. Lori says moon. Cindy Arroyo says moon. And if you guys win, you're going to get from me, the Oracle of Apollo, a high five, which I love giving. So let's see what the answer is.
What shape am I about to reveal? B. Flower, sun, or moon? Put your comments in the comment section below now. Okay, if you got it right, make sure you notice why you got it right. And if you got it wrong, why do you think you got it wrong? Reveal time. Did you say moon?
Thank you, everyone. May you all go in love, light, and wisdom. Here's your high five. May you all go in love, light, and wisdom to know thyself, love thyself, and remember the divine always has your back. Ciao.
Divine encounters, a lot of follow.